Welcome back again, another episode talk video of the Daily Dean. This time we're going to talk about body shaming. Body shaming can happen from anybody, right? Friends, family, your parents, even teachers or, adults. Those things, I'm afraid they're just a part of life. People sometimes can't control their mouths, even if it hurts you. So that's really tough. And you know what? It's okay to feel upset by those words. People don't have a right to shame you for your body or your looks or how you appear, right? Body, once again, according to my last video, is more than your appearance. But there is a fine line between appearances and health. But there is an overemphasis on weight, as I've noticed, like recently, which I've been thinking about. People value the number on the scale more than habits. Habits and behaviors are more important than a weight could ever tell you, right? Body compositions, that's cool. BMIs, that's also cool. But a healthy body will come naturally with healthy habits, right? That's like intuitive. That's why I want to bring up this cool page I found while doing my homework. It's called the Health at Every Size Project on the National Eating Disorders Foundation research thingy. And one of the main points it talked about was, what does health at every size mean? Well, at first, I thought it meant that you can be healthy at every single size, as in like you can be morbidly obese, right? Your range of motion is decreased, you're putting stress on your joints and etc. like that, and you can be healthy. And I thought, well, that's kind of counterintuitive. Those things are explicitly like, it leads to higher heart failure, those kinds of things that are not healthy. But this page shed light. Health at every size means having healthy habits at every size, right? That's like being active in movement, like listening to what your body has to say about like eating, appetite, things like that. Be aware of when you're full, or be aware of when you're no longer hungry instead of just, quaking full, right? And those things aren't related to weight, they're related to habits. Habits that will eventually lead to a healthier and happier life. A fuller life in general. And that was enlightening, right? It personally, like, I realized myself, I put a lot of emphasis on weight, right? Like, I see my weight going up or even going down, or I look in the mirror thinking, wow, I look pretty skinny today. And I think that's a toxic kind of mindset, right? I can appreciate how my body looks without worrying about whether I'm 130, 125, 138, etc. So I want to share that, and I'll put a link in the description of that page below. And now let's talk about outward stuff, right? People telling you those things, right? Because I can tell myself, hey, maybe I should, not eat so many brownies the night before or something like that. Obey my body a little better. But when other people say it, it's sometimes a little hurtful. You can hear it from family. You can hear your family say, why is your acne so bad? Or, did you brush your teeth? Or, actually, that's a bad example. You should always be brushing your teeth. Why is your skin so, oily or stuff like that, right? Stuff that you can't really control. I want to share, that's really mean. I'm just putting that right out there. That's tough stuff to say to people. And that's not very nice. Instead of saying, hey, you should stop touching your face so much, that's really gross, they should say something more encouraging, right? Hey, I noticed that there might be a problem with, sidetrack to that, actually. Acne clears up as you get older, as far as I know, according to like what I've read. And you don't have to worry about your acne right now. And when people put an emphasis on clearing up your acne ASAP, it's just unrealistic. Your body is trying to find the right pH and crap, right? So don't worry about acne. But when it's stuff related to, your body, just in general, I guess, no more examples, it can be really hurtful to hear those kinds of words. I just want to say, you don't have to worry about your outwards appearance beyond habits, okay? I mean, if you only focus on your habits. When you focus on your habits and your behaviors, you'll naturally lead a healthier life. When people tell you, hey, why don't you try losing some weight? Or hey, why don't you eat a sandwich? Those are not the right things to say. I'm just right out there that is not a cool thing to say. It's not encouraging to any degree, personally hearing it and personally seeing other people hear it. So tell them off, maybe just a little bit. Tell them, hey, I don't appreciate that kind of language. I'm trying something blank, so why don't you get off my back? I mean, you don't have to be that, off the cuff, but like, you know what I mean. So I know that you have the power in yourself to say those things, to say to people, hey, I don't appreciate your language. I really feel that's hurtful, because you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be healthy. You deserve to live a full and beautiful life. However that may take or however long that may form, I want you to be living your absolute best life, whatever or however you go about it. So, with that being said, I hope you take these things to heart. And, side note, okay? This is more of a pet peeve, actually. You know how people say, like, oh, you must have a high metabolism because you, like, you can eat whatever you want? It not necessarily, right? Like metabolism can only like get rid of like at least like at most I think 500 maybe 300 calories. That's not enough when you're eating like 1,600, 2,000, 2,500, right? So like when there's something beyond that. One of the most probably research things is like movement that's not related to exercise. People fidgeting, tapping their hands, touching their neck, sitting back up and down, tapping their, leg or, ground like that. Those kinds of movements help you lose calories a lot faster just by nature. So people who are naturally fidgety or people who are naturally tapping their foot might have a larger hand, but the bigger point to gather from that is that movement is important to whether or not you're living a healthier life. Or I guess not necessarily, but, movement plays a big deal in shedding weight if you're worried about that, which is actually kind of counterintuitive to what I just said, but like still an explanation for why people seem to be able to eat whatever they want. Movement is related to it the biggest, more than like just lounging around because your metabolism takes care of it. But anyways, that was a side note. Movement is the most important thing involved in people who appear to not lose weight, people who appear to not gain weight when they eat a lot of food. So just wanted to get that out there, share my knowledge, because that seems to make more sense than people just, having high, like, metabolisms. So that. Now, thank you for listening. I appreciate your time, and I wish you the best on your journey. Thank you.